This is Triggered.
And you will be.
Guys, listen. This, I don't know if it's the eclipse. I don't know what is going on, but this is our second time recording this entire episode. And we just got on here and it wasn't working. So you may not actually ever hear this.
And also there's a delay. So like looking at Chantal, it's ridiculous to watch. And
yeah, guys, we're in rough shape.
I hope everything fixes itself at the end. It all comes together, but here we are.
We're going to give it a shot.
Let's do it.
So guys, honestly, we're just going to jump right into today's episode because A, we don't know if this is working.
Yeah.
And B, if it is working and we only have a little window of time, we need to take advantage of that.
And there's a storm rolling in. So there's everything going on right now.
Yeah, like honestly, it's all bad. And we're just going to wing it and hope that you all get to see and hear this at some point.
Okay.
Okay. We're sad. Shannon Marie Graves was born in November 1988, and for the first several years of her life, half her family didn't know she existed. She was the result of an affair, and her father, Ronnie, had no idea he had a daughter until she was 5 or 6.
So, like, he has no clue. He's just living his life with his family.
Yeah. And then it's like,
surprise!
Here's a 6-year-old. Surprise! But you know what? Ronnie is dad of the year, and he just stepped up. He was dad now. She had an older half-sister named Debbie and a brother named AJ. And remember Debbie because she plays a pretty big part in this.
Okay.
Then Shannon's mom got sick with cancer and died while Shannon was still a kid, which I can't imagine.
It's just, especially since that was her constant, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I know
exactly.
Dad stepped in and I'm sure he was amazing, but it's not the same.
No, and even being the product of an affair would be difficult. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But anyway.
Listen, I'm the product of a one-night stand, so.
I'm pretty sure I am too. Oh my God, is that what we have in common? Is that what pulled us together as besties?
This could be it.
Probably. It's probably that. Anywho, due to all of the turmoil and she had a hard beginning, guys. So she dropped out of high school. And as a teenager and a young teenager, 15 or 16, Shannon started stripping. And we may all have thoughts about this. And obviously, I have major issues with a 15-year-old stripping for so many different reasons.
And like
none of them.
Dirty birds watching a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I know. But none of them actually Shannon's fault. Because if you've never been in a situation where you're 15 and you have no money and you have no one supporting you, you can't comment on this.
Right.
So she did what she could. At work, she went by Star, and it stuck with her friends. So even her friends outside of work called her Star.
What would your stripper name be?
Oh my God.
Wait, you name me and then I'll name you. Okay, let me think.
Okay, I'm ready to do you. And now, coming to the stage, we have Wicked Wet Wanda.
I'm shaking my titties. Woo woo. I got the tassels on. I've always wanted to try those.
Oh my God, you would too.
I would. Okay. Now presenting our Irish beauty, Tits McGee.
Oh my God, we're going to get canceled so fast. Anyways.
Sorry.
So this was Shannon's thing. And judge it, don't judge it, I don't care. It's what she did to make money. And unlike some other situations like this where, a girl would start dancing and then that would be it, she was the opposite of that. She was dancing to make her dreams come true.
So
and
she
her
was
dreams,
actually doing what strippers say they're doing it for.
Yes, she was actually doing it. She didn't do drugs. She didn't have addiction problems. She was steady.
Good girl.
She was the friend who let you sleep on her couch and didn't put a clock on it. Her sister later told a courtroom that Shannon once flew to Las Vegas because a friend was in a bad place, and she stayed there for 3 months to take care of her friend.
Wow.
On top of all of that, yeah.
If you call me and you're like, I'm in the Bahamas and I'm in a bad place, honey, I got you.
Ash is coming for 4 months. She's coming to save the day. Yeah. So she was a steady girl. And then on top of all of that, she got her GED and she enrolled in Raphael's School of Beauty Culture in Boardman and graduated in 2015.
Get it, girl.
Licensed cosmetologist, 2 years in, building a client book one head at a time, and dancing to pay her bills while she built up her clients.
Nothing wrong with that, baby.
Hats off. Good for you. Okay, Ash, this part's just for you.
Oh.
Because Shannon was madly in love with a little pit bull named Molly.
Molly. I have a little Molly in my life. She's a sheepadoodle. I have so many loves in my life that are dogs.
I know. That was Shannon. Molly was the love of her life. People referred to Molly as Shannon's daughter. She didn't go anywhere without. If she was going to McDonald's for a Big Mac, Molly was coming and getting one.
Let's go, Ma.
Yeah. Shannon also had a fiance, John. John had a contracting business, and in Shannon's spare time, she helped him out with bookkeeping, and she even made and starred in this little local commercial for his business that aired on Youngtown TV stations, which is cute.
So she is starting to get she's getting a whole ass life going here.
Yes,
she's just a girl doing the thing.
I know. I'm so incredibly proud. Then shit started to go south because unfortunately, John was also involved in some shady shit. So he was dealing drugs on the side, minor theft.
Oh,
he got
John.
caught. He ended up going to prison. So the grand plan is gone. Shannon is 27 at this point, and that's the gap that Arturo Novoa walks into.
So John is in prison.
John is in prison. It's April 2016. And Shannon, listen, our girl ain't waiting around for no man in prison. And she doesn't. She's like, see you when I see you. We are not engaged anymore.
No.
Don't do shady shit. I'm moving on with my life.
Yep.
So she meets this guy from the east side of Youngstown. He's about 31 years old. His name is Arturo Novoa, but he also went by Anthony Gonzalez. I am going to try to stick to Arturo for the sake of this story, but if I happen to say Anthony, same dude.
Okay.
Arturo was nothing special by any means. Okay. When he met Shannon, he wasn't working unless you called being an aspiring rapper as working, but not like one of these rappers who was coming out of nowhere, had this unique sound. No. He sounded like every other wannabe rapper, and he expected all the fame without any of the work.
So I think she should have stuck with John in prison.
I know, honestly.
At least you don't have to feed that motherfucker. The government going to do that for you.
You're right. Arturo was also a juggalo. We covered this in a past case. A juggalo is a super fan of the music group Insane Clown Posse. And there are amazing juggalos in this world. And then there are really weird juggalos in this world. And I think Arturo fell into the latter category. Friends and family said that their relationship was about as healthy as a flu. There were never any documents to back it up, but friends said Arturo was occasionally physically violent towards Shannon.
Like, friends and family knew that that was happening and no one did anything kind of physical?
Well, I think they encouraged her to leave. Like, they were constantly like, get out of there. What are you doing? But as we know, that's not always easy. It's not always an easy thing to do.
No.
However, after only a few months of supporting and living with an abusive wannabe rapper, she threw him out in December 2016.
Thank God. Get out of
she
here.
Was like, get out. I'm done here. Now, he had nowhere to go of his own because remember, he doesn't have a job or a house or anything. So he moved in with another woman. Her name
had just like a backup chick?
Legitimately a backup chick. So I'm going to give you all the details and you're going to be like, wow. And just my side note for the day, like guys, ladies and guys, you are worth so much more than this shit. Okay? You are. I know you think maybe you can't do better, but if there is someone sucking the everything out of your life, all your finances, your food, your gas, your whatever, you're worth more than that. You don't deserve that. You deserve better.
You just described our children.
I mean, yeah, but they're different. Like we chose that. We willingly did that.
I was like, wait, she just talked about
You're
sucking
like,
my finances,
yeah,
my food. I'm like,
more than that. Yeah, they're not going to care. They're going to be like, yeah, okay, care. What's for dinner?
Make me a sandwich.
Honestly, God. All right, so Katrina Layton, she's 34, single mom of 2. She works, which is an improvement. And she's been involved with Arturo on and off for roughly 9 years. Now, I do not like commenting on people's appearance, okay? Because I try to find the beauty in everyone. I believe there is beauty in everyone. Yeah. She's not lovely. I'm just going to put that out there. And later on, you'll see that I'm probably biased towards this whole not lovely thing, but just think very, very, very basic in contrast to the absolutely beautiful Shannon.
Okay.
Which I'm sure Katrina noticed.
So there's like some jealousy.
The 9 years between Katrina and Arturo were not a romance, okay? People who knew them described a supply line running in one direction. He appeared when he needed something, housing, money. He always seemed to show up during tax refund season.
Stop it.
And Katrina was in love with him in a way that had stopped her, like, from doing anything good with her life. Her friends used the word obsessed. So, Shannon throws him out and he lands at Katrina's door. 9 years of orbiting this man and he finally lives in her house only because someone else got sick of him. But she's thrilled. Katrina's like, oh my God, all my dreams have just come true. Arturo is in my home. He's living with me now. Like,
Wow, sounds like a great dream.
Well, he stayed about a week. And then things cooled down with Shannon and he moved back into her place.
Stop. Also, did Shannon know he fucking shacked up with some other chick? Like,
so actually she did. The 2 women knew about each other and they did not like each other. There had actually been a physical fight between the girls.
I don't do PSAs, but I've got a PSA because
I can't wait.
The fucking day I fight for a man. Physically fight some other girl for a man. Honey, you can have him. You can buy his groceries. You can wash his underwear, support his ass. I'm good. I got John. I don't have to feed him. He says goodnight to me every night.
Yeah.
And I don't have to clean his underwear because corrections does that. So,
yeah. Well, they went at it pretty hard. And
damn.
although Shannon took him back that week, what Shannon and her close friends knew was that she was almost done with Arturo. She almost had her full cosmetology license, and her plan, according to some of her close friends and coworkers, was she was going to stop dancing, she was maybe going to get a new place, and move on from Arturo permanently. And this enraged me so deeply when I read it because Arturo gave her a really hard time about her cosmetology career.
Why?
He said less dancing meant less money.
I hate him.
Like, Arturo, you have legs and arms. Go
Why don't
get
you
a job.
Or start dancing, Arturo.
You start dancing.
Apparently you're this. I can dance, monkey dance.
I am not
Get
paying for that. I'm telling you right now, but anyway. All right, Ash. February 24th, 2017 is the last day anyone sees Shannon.
Okay.
And initially, there wasn't panic, so let me explain why. Shannon was a free spirit. Her friends and family said that her piecing wasn't exactly out of the ordinary. She kind of went where the wind blows, and she had since she was 14, 15. This was just who she was. Okay. So when friends, coworkers, and even her family started reaching out and not receiving answers, it was another one of those there goes Shannon moments. And nobody really stressed. Yeah. And then they did get a response. Shannon's dad sent a text message and called and left a voicemail. Hey, it's your dad. Call me back. And he got a call back. The woman on the other end said, who is this? And he chuckled and said, your dad. The woman on the other line said, I don't have a dad, and hung up. Now, weird, and maybe this would put alarm bells off in our heads, but for Shannon's family, her dad was kind of like very strange, but maybe it's just Shannon needing some space. Like maybe she's going through something. I imagine there was some drama about him not being there at the beginning of her life. Maybe she was throwing a fit. Who knows? But again, it was one of those things where they were like, did it sound like Shannon? I don't know. Like,
could have been.
March passes. Yeah. April comes and she misses Easter with the family. Now, this was out of the ordinary. Okay. They said even when Shannon was being spacey, she always showed up for their family events. Always. So her family does what any family would do. They start reaching out to friends. Most of her friends say, no, I haven't seen her since the end of February. Some mentioned they had received weird texts from her. So her dad and sister, Debbie, head over to talk to Arturo. They go to Shannon's apartment. Arturo says, she left me, which adds up. They're not surprised by that at all. Like, this was what she was planning on doing.
Okay.
But they're like, so why are you in her house?
Right. I was just about to say, so.
And they're like, and her car is in the driveway. So, and they say their blood ran cold because Molly came running around the corner.
Her baby, her love of her now.
So, Arturo's got all the excuses, Ash. They're like, where is Shannon? He's like, she left me for another guy. She couldn't take Molly where she was going. And he's got all these strange stories that keep changing So it was like she
I
ran off
hate
with a
him.
guy she can bring the dog with. She headed to Vegas for a job, but she'll be back soon. Which they were and again, like her family still thinks this is odd, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities for Shannon. And I struggled with this a little bit because what we need to understand is sometimes in these cases where the family doesn't go to the police right away, it's not because they don't care. It's
No.
because this is part of who this person is. This wasn't really out of the ordinary for her.
Yeah, that's
Now,
fair. I mean,
it was getting weirder, especially the thing about Molly, because
yeah,
everyone was saying, like, literally, unless she was getting on a plane to go somewhere, Molly's going with her.
100%.
So they wait. By June 2017, and after Shannon missing 2 more family events, her family finally files a missing persons report. Because again, she's not calling them. Her texts are weird. Like if they do get a text through, it's weird. So they file it with the Youngstown police, and the case went to a detective sergeant named Michael Lambert. He starts his investigation, and the first thing he learns from friends is that there was a bonfire. And not a backyard, let's make s'mores bonfire. People claim that there was a bonfire so large that the fire department came to make sure it was okay.
At her house?
Yes, in the back of the house.
Okay.
And apparently, when the fire department got back there, Arturo and his friend Andrew were burning things.
What were they burning?
Shannon's shit, Ash.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to tell me she just went away for a work thing or wherever the fuck you said? No.
So they sit Andrew down for a chat first. So the guy that was with him. And he says, yeah, we burned Shannon's things, but he got the feeling that it was a revenge thing. Arturo was heartbroken that Shannon had run off with another man. And Andrew thought he was being a good friend, helping his bro process the pain.
Right? I mean, if like our guys ever like cheat or break our hearts, y'all better just know. Matt, your shit's gone. Except for your Amazon t-shirts. I'll keep those.
Except for your t-shirts. I can't. And the weirdest thing is during this interview, Andrew even says, now that she's a missing person, I've watched enough crime shows, and I guess this doesn't look very good. To which I'm like, no shit, Sherlock.
Right. Like what?
Oh, I know.
If the police are questioning you, you fuck, obviously it's not good.
And you're like, oh, like, how did it take you that long to connect the dots? But anyways, Arturo gives a brief statement over the phone to detectives. Same story as he told her family. Says he will come by the station for a formal interview, and surprise, surprise, he never does. Detectives are regularly going to Shannon's apartment and knock on the door, and no one ever answers. Eventually, after a couple of weeks of this, they tow Shannon's unlicensed vehicle that is parked in front of her house to the lab for processing. Because now they have a missing girl. Her car is there and it's just sitting there. So they're like, we're taking it.
Yeah.
And then they get a call. Remember Katrina?
Yes.
She ends up calling the police to ask where the car is.
I dislike this person so much.
Girl.
What do you mean, where's the car? It's not your car, you fucking hood rat.
They're like, actually, can you come down to the station? And I didn't read this anywhere, so please don't take this as fact. But in my imagination, I'm like, I bet you they were like, yeah, we'll give you the car back.
Yeah.
Why don't you come down and get it?
Yeah, come have a chat.
Mm-hmm. So Katrina rolls in, and they immediately find something out that I'd be like, well, we're done here, because not only was Arturo living in Shannon's apartment, Katrina had moved back in there with her kids.
The whole ass family.
The whole fam is living in Shannon's apartment with Shannon's dog. and
That's
Shannon's car.
fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. So Sergeant Lambert sits down with Katrina, and Katrina has thoughts. She says she hasn't been following the disappearance of Shannon because she doesn't like her. That Shannon and Arturo got together in the brief breakup she and Arturo had. She says Arturo and Shannon came to an agreement when Shannon left that Arturo could use the car and the apartment. Oh, and could he take care of the dog? So Katrina was also using those things. Duh.
So you don't get along with this girl, but you think it's okay to be like living with her dog and using her car and living in her
Driving
house?
her car?
You're
Yeah.
disgusting. You are disgusting.
Uh-huh. And I mean, things are already real weird to me, but buckle up. Because not only was Katrina using all of Shannon's things, she was also using her phone.
This fucking bitch.
Katrina, what woman goes anywhere without her phone? Because
Right.
everything else made sense before. Like, let's say she's run off with a man. She can't take her car. She can't take her dog. Okay, cool. Your phone fits in your bra, so
Right.
you're taking that. And guess what else fits in your bra that Shannon probably would have taken with her? They found in Shannon's car her Ohio directional card. Now, a directional card is like a welfare or food stamp card. So money is loaded onto the card from the government, and it can be used for groceries and such. Now, Sergeant Mike says to Katrina, well, that doesn't make sense, Katrina. Why would she leave her card? That's her lifeline. That's how she gets food, groceries.
Right.
She needs that. And he asks Katrina, you aren't using her card, are you? Which is illegal, by the way.
Yeah.
And Katrina says, God, no, of course not. So
God,
Sergeant
no,
Mike,
of course not.
Yeah,
like,
right?
That's such an unbelievable thing after you...
I'm just driving her car and living with her dog and in her house, but
using her phone,
her card?
But that's crossing a line.
I know. So the detective says, has Arturo ever used her card? And she says, not that I have seen. But see, Sergeant Mike is a smart man, okay? So after he chats with Katrina for a little bit, he pulls up the directional card usage because it's a government program. So he can type in the card number and pull up where it was used, when it was used, down to the minute, and for how much it cost. And guess what he discovers, Ashley? You can't, so I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Every single time that Shannon's card is used, it is used within seconds of both Arturo's directional card and Katrina's directional card.
So he's just stocking up on groceries. He's probably getting like prime fucking steaks and charcuterie ingredients.
The KD ramen. He's like, we're eating good tonight.
He's like, I'm going to treat you right, baby.
Yeah. So if Katrina wasn't using it and Arturo wasn't using it, was Shannon with them all those times?
Oh my God.
So the sergeant goes back and he says, Katrina, because he brings the card thing to her, okay? And she's like, oh, well, maybe he is using it and I just don't know. Okay. So he says, Katrina, let's use our brains for a real quick second. If you're me, what does this look like to you?
Yeah.
Like, tell me you have card, you have car, you have apartment, you have
phone.
All sorts of shit. Yeah, you've got phone, you've got dog, you've got everything. And really, at the end of the day, the most important thing is definitely dog. Everyone is saying she's not going anywhere with the dog. So the sergeant says, do you think Arturo did something? And she's like, there's no way. I have known my sweet Arturo for 9 years, and he is just the darlingest of darlings. So he's like, okay, if he didn't do it, did you?
Oh.
And I've watched the whole interview, and she laughs hysterically, Ash, and says, do you see how tiny I am? Are you serious?
Pardon?
And Katrina does this thing a few times in the interview, and it's suspicious as fuck, okay? Because this officer has just asked her if she killed a woman. She says, do you see how tiny I am? And then glosses right over that and says, seriously, guys, I can't see Arturo doing this. Don't worry about Arturo. We're asking you if you killed a girl. Maybe defend
You're
yourself.
laughing it off. Hello?
Anyway, very weird.
Uh-huh.
But Ash, the problem here is there's no body and there's no proof of foul play. They need to interview Arturo, and you are going to love the excuse that Katrina gives for why he hasn't come in, Ash. Katrina says, well, he's not avoiding you guys. His work schedule makes it really hard for him to get down here. And you might ask, what very important work does he do?
Yeah.
Is he a firefighter, security guard at a prison?
A police officer? Doctor?
Ash, he's a dishwasher at Outback Steakhouse.
Fuck, I've heard those rush hours can be wild, Tal. What?
I'm dying. I know. And like, I can't even imagine the jokes around the department.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Like,
you would just be, I'd be in stitches. I could never do that job because I have no poker face.
Despite all of these strange coincidences, the issue still remains that they have no body. And we covered this before. So Katrina goes home back to Shannon's apartment. Okay. It's July 22nd, 2017. A woman named Michelle Eshenbaugh is in her kitchen and needs to figure out what she's making for dinner. Which, fuck.
That's
every
the worst.
day?
I know.
Do we have to do this every day? I have to make dinner every day?
Pisses me off. I'm like instantly mad the minute I'm like, what am I going to make for dinner? And now I'm just pissed off.
It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning for me. Literally at 9 a.m. I'm thinking about like, what am I going to make all of these people for dinner?
I know.
Anyway, well, this is what she was going through. So she looks around her pantry and she decides on spaghetti. She's got the pasta, tomato sauce. She even has garlic bread. The only thing missing is a bit of ground beef.
Yeah.
She checks the fridge. Nothing. Yeah, because meat.
Yeah.
I love meat. God damn it. Anyway, now I'm hungry. So checks the fridge, nothing, opens the freezer, fingers crossed, but alas, no ground beef to be found. Damn it. She considers going to the store, but who wants to do that? Not me.
Nope.
Then she remembers a few days before, a friend of her husband's had an odd late night request. He called them and asked if he could store his deep freezer at their house for a couple of days. He said, power's been off here for a couple hours. I just bought a bunch of meat and put it in this freezer, and I'm so scared it's going to go bad. Like, I would be out hundreds of dollars.
All right.
And this family's like, yeah, man, bring it over, I guess. Like, we've got the room.
Yeah.
And they said, sure enough, he comes over with a buddy, brought in his freezer to their basement, plugs it in, says, oh my God, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to sleep way better tonight. So she's thinking, what if I just borrow some ground beef and replace it when he comes back to get the freezer? Which is exactly what I would do.
Yeah, me too.
She goes down the basement stairs and is puzzled initially when she sees a padlock on the freezer lid. She thinks maybe so that it didn't fly open in the back of the truck on the way here.
Got, like, those Waogi steaks or some shit down there, like bluefin tuna, like thousands of fucking dollars worth of meat in there. What do you got? Now I need to get in there. I'm like, what do you,
I know. Now I'm like,
got?
well, I'm going in. Well, lucky enough, she giggled because she's looking at it and it's installed upside down. So there's 3 screws at the top, and she just has to unscrew the 3 screws, and she's in the freezer.
Oh my God.
So whoever installed it upside down. Anyway, so she laughs a little, unscrews it. She lifts the lid and was surprised to see black garbage bags and nothing else in the freezer. And what bothered her the most, Ashley, was the stomach-turning smell.
I don't like what she's going to find.
And she doesn't think too much of it because, guys, our brain does this thing where it processes and tries to make sense of things. And what her brain does is, shit, the meat did go bad before he was able to get over here and plug it in. This is a freezer full of bad meat. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she closes the lid and waits for her husband to get home, which is exactly what we would do.
100%. That's a good job.
Ken gets home, opens the lid, is like, oh my God, rips open one of the bags to see what could have gone so bad. It was rancid. He peeks in and sees a human foot. Ken calls 911 in a panic, and I can't even imagine, Ash. And like the 911 call, I listened to it, and like this man is like, I need police at, and he gives his address, and they're like, okay, what's the emergency? And he's like, my wife and I just found a body in our freezer.
Oh my God.
Which, like, problems. Yeah. I'm upset. Police get there. Inside were a pair of arms, a pair of legs, teeth, pieces of spine, and part of a human head. The torso,
of her head.
Part of the head.
Oh, God.
The torso was not there.
Okay.
Ash, there was a scorpion tattoo on one leg. And the same scorpion tattoo that was on Shannon Graves. Okay. They ran fingerprints, dental comparisons, DNA. It was Shannon. She'd been missing for 5 months and about 4 miles away from most of them.
Poor girl.
The Eshenbaughs were questioned separately. Their accounts matched and they were cleared.
Okay.
A man who was a friend of theirs used their basement. So they explained the whole story and they're like, okay, what's this guy's name? Because we're going to need to talk to him real quick. And they're like, it's Anthony Gonzalez. And if you remember, that's a name that Arturo goes by. So now they're like, all right.
Gotcha.
So they go and they pick up Arturo and they pick up Katrina because you bitch.
Yep.
And this episode would be really long if I got into the entire Katrina interview. So I'm going to give you like the bullet points. But basically, it's a disaster because Katrina's denying everything. She's like, wah, 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 wah. And they haven't even brought up where they found the freezer. So they mention, they're like, there's a body in the freezer you bought. Remember the one you bought in July?
Yep.
And she goes on with her sentence like she didn't even hear it. And the detective stops her and he's like, Katrina. And she sits there for a second and she's like, what body in a freezer? And he's like, okay, I'm glad you caught that because there was a body found in the freezer that you bought at Walmart. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's insane. So she's off on a tangent and she's like, that's crazy. There's no body in a freezer. They're like, Katrina, my friend.
We found the body.
This is not up for debate. We found the body in your freezer that Walmart has record of you purchasing. This is not up for debate. There's a body in your freezer. You bought it. It's yours. And she says, there's no way there's a body in the freezer in Kenny's basement. Now.
Bam. She wasn't told that.
She was not told where the freezer was or that it was in the basement. So they're like, gotcha.
Uh-huh.
Katrina. Also, another part of this interview that I just have to bring up because I literally was roaring laughing. Matt just looks at me when I'm listening to like podcasts and doing research because he's just like, what the hell? So I'm listening to this interview. So detectives leave the room. Her mom was out in the hall watching her two kids while she was being, and this grown woman starts screaming for her mom. Mom! Mom!
Stop. Ma, the meatloaf.
Honest to God. It's so crazy. Mom! Mom! Like she's losing her mind screaming for her mom. And you can
Imagine
hear her
having
mom
to
being
be
like,
her fucking mother.
what's going on?
This poor woman.
Well, Mom, there's a woman in my freezer. That's what's going on. Anywho. In another room, Arturo denies all of it and spent a chunk of the interview asking whether this would cost him the dishwashing job. And they're like, you're insane. Like, that's what you're worried about right now? We're asking you why your ex-girlfriend was found in a freezer that your current girlfriend purchased. Like, you got bigger fish to fry.
But also,
than your Outback job.
You're gonna be able to wash dishes in prison. So relax. You're okay, buddy.
Ash was like, oh, if you really like that, like, they're always looking for people on the line.
Looking.
Like, you're going to be okay. Anyways, he asked for a lawyer about 20 minutes in, which is exactly what Katrina should have done, but did not happen.
Right.
Okay. So, two things crack the case open, and then we're going to wrap this shit up because what you guys don't know is there's been 5,000 interruptions, and now there's thunder and lightning coming from the sky.
I have thunder, yeah. Flickering lights.
So two things cracked it open. While they were searching Shannon's apartment, they found a rent receipt for a different location. And they're like, why would these people be paying rent at two places? That's really weird.
That's weird.
So they drive across town and they get into this place. There's nobody living in it. There's no furniture. However, there was a set of drag marks matching the base of the freezer exactly. They had rented an entire apartment to have somewhere to keep the freezer.
How? And so I have so many questions about this, which I won't get into. But like, who is paying the rent on Katrina's place? How are they affording this other? Well, mind you, they're getting free groceries, free vehicle, free everything. But this is just crazy. These people are completely delusional and insane.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Remember Andrew Herman? The one who helped with the bonfire?
Yep.
Well, surprise, surprise, he plays a much bigger role than initially thought. But the pièce de résistance, and what ends up basically throwing Arturo away for life, for the most part, is, so he lawyers up, and they're like, no problem, but we still have to process you. So he has to empty his pockets. He's got to do all the things. Guys, when he emptied his pockets, the key to the padlock was in his pocket. The exact key to the padlock is in this man's pocket while he's being interviewed and being like, I don't know what you're talking about.
These fucking murderers and criminals that are so dumb just crack me up.
I know. So prosecutors had two people and no way to prove which one killed her. So they assessed the two, decided the woman was less culpable, which I don't agree with. I actually think Katrina is the more culpable one because of her jealousy.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you think about it, honestly, Arturo had everything. He had both women.
Yeah.
At his beck and call. Like, he had it all.
But he preferred Shannon. So she just had to get rid of Shannon and everything she ever wanted.
Well, that's it. So I don't really understand that, but whatever. Anyway, Katrina got complete immunity from prosecution, which makes me want to throw up in my mouth. No prison time at all. However, the conditions were that she testified and told the exact full truth. Okay.
Okay.
So Katrina starts talking. She says late February, Arturo calls her hysterical and says Shannon is dead. He's at her house within the hour with Shannon in the trunk of Shannon's own car. They move her into Katrina's garage. Katrina calls Andrew and is like, can you come over? Arturo takes him into the garage. Katrina says she went inside and doesn't know what happened outside. And this is what gets her. She thinks she has total immunity and she can just like say whatever she wants.
Not if you lie, you dummy.
After the arrest hit the news, a Walmart employee comes forward, sees the pictures of Arturo and Katrina. So up until this point, Katrina has full immunity. Let's remember that. Okay? Because they're like, so long as you tell the truth, you're free.
Yep.
A Walmart employee comes forward, says, I recognize those people because I had the weirdest encounter with them I've ever had. So this person says they had placed an online pickup order for 12 gallons of sulfuric acid. Now, when you are buying 12 gallons of sulfuric acid, you have to give your information.
Yeah.
Because you can't buy that much acid. It's like buying a gun. Anyway.
Yeah.
They put it under the name of Chicken Man. So when they showed up to pick up their acid, the Walmart employee is like, I know your name is not Chicken Man. And they're laughing. They sort it out. And the two of them walk out with the acid. Because again, like, and I saw stuff on Reddit that was like, oh my God, that Walmart employee, what's she going to do? She's making minimum wage and works at Walmart. I'm letting them walk out with the acid too. Like, you want to be Chicken Man? You're Chicken Man.
Honestly, because what else are you using that much sulfuric acid? Like, really though?
Well, I guess
you're dissolving something.
Yeah. So anywho, this Walmart employee comes forward and they're like, okay, so the man was there? And she's like, no, the girl was there too. Now, up until this point, Katrina had mentioned nothing about sulfuric acid. So eventually this comes out and Katrina does end up telling the truth. She says, well, our idea came from Breaking Bad.
These idiots.
I know. Unfortunately, they put Shannon's torso and her head into a plastic tote, covered them in acid, and let them sit about a week. And then Arturo disposed of what was left in increments.
Ugh, it makes me want to be sick. That's horrible.
I know. And her torso and her head is how a coroner would have been able to know how she died.
Yeah.
So according to them both, they ran out of acid before they got to the rest. So her arms, her legs, and part of her head stayed. And here's the part that literally makes me sick to my stomach. For March, April, May, and June, before they got the deep freezer, Katrina's body was just in their family's freezer. The
kids,
fridge
do you
her
want
kids
chicken
were eating
nuggets?
Yep.
Let me just move this foot.
Yep.
Like, you're disgusting.
Yep. Disgusting. Like, actually, you're revolting.
Tell me she got charged.
Of course she did. Of course she did. And they go after Andrew Herman as well.
Yeah.
Because he helped chop up the body, apparently.
Oh my God.
So Herman admitted to it as well. He said Arturo told him he needed help making her smaller, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
Asked whether he'd been told how she died, Herman said no, but he didn't need to be told because he could see it.
What was
They had
it?
caved her head in, probably with a hammer.
And fuck him. Like, he had every
I
opportunity
know.
to come forward. Like,
And this is exactly why he was charged, because get fucked. So
Yeah.
Arturo Novoa eventually pleads guilty. His account is that he didn't do it.
Oh.
He claims that he got into a fight with Shannon. He left to go to the bar. When he came back, Katrina was at Shannon's house and they were fighting. And he watched Katrina bash her face in and then helped her.
Right.
And you know what is so flippin' sad? Katrina never put all the blame on Arturo, ever. She protected that man that she was obsessed with, which, like, girls, no, we're not doing that. Mm-mm.
But it's so crazy. Like, it took this for you to realize this man doesn't give a shit about you.
I know.
This,
right?
Some poor, beautiful girl had to lose her life because you're a lunatic and he's a lunatic and Andrew's obviously
got something going on.
Something's going on with that guy, but jeez.
I know. All right. Wrapping it up.
Okay.
Arturo, 48 years to life.
Yep.
Katrina gets 18 years.
Why?
Which
she should have gotten more charges because clearly she was
know.
involved and she perjurized herself.
Big time.
So
big
that's
time.
Huge. Anyways.
Anyway. Andrew Herman got 12 years.
Again.
I know. Novoa has appealed twice and lost both times. Get fucked.
Oh my God.
You're not coming out.
You have everything you wanted. You wanted a free place to live. You wanted to wash the dishes.
Yeah.
You wanted to eat for free. You literally manifested this reality for yourself. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. Bye. Get the fuck out of here. So, all this to say, I want to leave you with a little bit of a light because these people are monsters and I hate them.
Yeah, they are. I hate them.
But Debbie, Shannon's sister, took in Molly.
Aw, Debbie.
And
that's sweet.
I was actually super heartbroken thinking about the fact that poor Molly probably fucking knew what they did. Probably knew that her mommy was in a freezer and had to live with those shits for however many months.
That's horrifying.
Ugh. I know. It's
that
awful.
Poor little
awful.
Heart.
I know. So that is the terrible, terrible story of Shannon Graves. But as always, I started this episode with telling you about the beautiful things about Shannon because that's how we want to remember her. Honestly, I hope that, well, I know for a fact that Arturo is going to die in prison. And I don't know. I'm just throwing it out into the universe that maybe something could happen to Katrina.
Anything.
Because I'd love it if she never came out, but
yeah, that would be ideal.
Here I am wishing on wishes.
What is wrong with us?
Here I am
wishing on wishes.
Ash, I can't believe we got through this episode. Honest to God.
The storm that is outside my door right now.
Me too. If this actually gets out to your ears, guys, like count yourself blessed. Count us blessed because I don't know how it happened.
I don't know how we got here, but we made it. We made it.
All right, guys, we love you so much. And
click the things.
Thank you for listening.
Like the
click
things.
All the
share
things.
the things.
And we'll see you all on Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.